welcome to all my viewers to my YouTube channel. Dear, we are on the topic called as a history of class 9 standard Western religion, and here in this period we are going to learn about the religion called as a Zoroastrianism. Okay, in the last session we had the introduction, and there we spoke, there we understood about the Judaism. So here we are having a new topic with us called as a Zoroastrianism. Okay, originally if we talk, this is a Parsi religion which has been originated in the Persia called as a Iran. But when we talk about this Parsi, we get to know that compared to the whole world, the Parsi population is more in the country called as India. So let us learn something related to the religion called as a Zoroastrianism religion. Parsi religion which is originated in the Persia, the country called as Iran, and India which is having the largest population of the Parsis in the compared to the world. So Zoroastrianism which is been there, it has been founded by Zoroaster. Zoroaster, he is the one who founded the religion called as a Zoroastrianism. He was nothing but he was an Iranian prophet. Prophet is nothing what we have said. Prophet means messenger. Okay, he is from the way from the Iran, so he was been called as an Iranian. He's been referred. So he's a prophet and also a religious reformer who brought the changes. Okay, religion changes who brought. So he is even been called as a religious reformer. Zoroastrianism, God called as Ahura Mazda is the god. So here Ahura Mazda is the god of whom? God of the Zoroastrianism, right? And some of their rules they have been having, they are called as a fasting, right? Moreover, celibate means the sense unmarried. Celibate we call them as a unmarried, and purity should be there. Okay, no such false things should be added over. So fasting, celibate means unmarried, and purity, they are the practice which has been done in the religion called as a Zoroastrianism. Moreover, if you look over this, now what we see, the religion called as a Zoroastrianism, somewhat it is similar to the Vedic rituals and the practices. Now this Vedic word, when we talk, this Vedic it is related to the Hinduism. This has been Hinduism, but Hinduism, some of the rituals and practices what it has been there in the Hinduism, even we see in the Zoroastrianism we see over. And the holy book called as Zen Avesta. Zen Avesta is the holy book of Zoroastrianism, which contains the shlokas. Okay, that contains a shloka. Now shloka, this is a Sanskrit word, right? Called as a gatha. Gatha is called it. And moreover, the rituals is related to worship is named. In this, what type of rituals is been followed? The rituals which are been followed, that is referred as a yashna. Okay, so yashna, gatha, these are some of the words which are very similar to the Hinduism. So by this we can even get to know that Gatha and Yashna, these are the two words which are been taken from the Sanskrit. It is. So Zoroastrianism, right? It is been present in the Persia. Presently, what? It's Iran. So and over India, largest population, founder called as a Zoroaster. Okay, he is an Iranian prophet. The god is Ahura Mazda. Right, some rituals they follow called as a fasting, celibate, and the purity. Somewhat similar to the Vedic rituals as well as the practices, and the holy book called as a Zen Avesta, and shlokas like a Gatha, and the rituals which is performed called as a Yashna, which are the words which are been taken from the Sanskrit. So when we talk about the Christianity, very first it comes in our mind about the Jesus Christ. Okay, now about Christianity, we are on the topic called as a Christianity, and then in this topic we will get to know that Jesus was born at the place called as a Bethlehem to the parents called Joseph as well as the Mary. Not earlier too much related to his, we have been having the details, but the details what we have got, by that we can understand that at the very early age Jesus was knowing about the language called as Aramaic as well as the Semitic languages. He was well known related to the Aramaic as well as the Semitic language. Okay, so during that time, the Jews who have been suffering lot, they were in a quest of something miracle should happen. They were in a deep suffering, they were in there. They wanted to be away from those sufferings. And in that part, a religious propagator called as John, what he did, he predicted about the arrival. He predicted about the vision, about the arrival. As Jesus grows up, even he too comes into the contact of the John, a religious propagator, right? And under the John itself, even Jesus was also baptized. Now this word called as a baptized, it means related to the holy water which has been poured on the heads in the churches. Okay, baptized, holy water poured on the head in the churches. So even John was being baptized, and when John was the one who declares Jesus as a Messiah. John declared Jesus as a Messiah, right? And when at that time Jesus was only of 30 years of age of old. Jesus, with his simplicity and simple way of living, has attracted the number of people, and even Jews also, they were very much attracted by the Jesus ideology, Jesus thoughts, Jesus philosophy, and took him as their leader, and they felt that Jesus is the one who can took them out of their sufferings, right? So Jews choose Jesus as their religious leader, and Jesus was having 12 disciples, followers. Jesus was having 12 disciple followers. Among them, the first one was Peter. Okay, so 12 disciples who have been there, they were being called as apostles. And Peter was one among them. Throughout the life of the Jesus, it was been seen that he has did many number of miracles, as well as he always there to help to those all who are been in the suffering. But as usual, now what we see that he was being crucified. He was being crucified as Jesus, whose name was being one after one day, other next day. It was been spreading throughout the areas, and many of them become the followers of the Jesus also, right? And his popularity grew in such a way that when Jesus visited to the Jerusalem, right, he was being arrested. And during that time, the Roman Empire which was being there, right? This caused what it is that he was being arrested on the false charges. He was being arrested, and he was taken to the place called as a Golgotha. Where he was being crucified on a cross. He was being nailed. His two hands as well as the legs were being nailed by the cruel people. Jesus, who took the birth, who always called himself as a son of God, who came here to propagate the good things to the people, who worked for the service to the people, who never bothered of himself and always engaged in the service. So Jesus was one of the important person in the region called as a Christianity. Let us further talk related to the teachings of Jesus Christ. The teachings of the Jesus were very, very simple. Okay, and let us also learn those simple teachings. And here we will get to know that in the teachings of the Jesus Christ, God is one. Okay, again what is being stressed here? The God is one and He is most merciful. He is most merciful. So if you accept your all what mistakes you have did, then definitely God is going to is going to help you in all other different, if any sort of problems if you are going to face. So He is a merciful person. Okay, so God is one and He is most merciful. Everyone should develop brotherhood feelings. Okay, we are not separated. God has created a very beautiful thing called as a human being, right? So all the people who are living here, they should have a good brotherhood among each other. The third one, love the people who are in distress, right? In this world, many people we get to see that those are being divided. They are being divided. Some they suffer a lot. Sometimes we see the people who due to this too much of stressness, many wrong things they take in their hands. Somewhere we see that people could not able to even to have 2 times of a meals also. So we, according to the teachings of the Jesus, we should help to those who are in a distress. One should serve to the others, and while serving to the others, we should not accept in return something from them. We should, with wholeheartedly, what we should do, we should serve them. Serving people, he says, serving to the equal to the God. Okay, more than serving to the God, importance is given towards the serving to the people. If people are being checked in a proper way, like in the distress word is being used, at this part, if the human beings helps to the home to the other human beings, it is nothing but it's a form of serving to the home to the God. One who repents, one who accepts. One who repents means one who accepts his mistakes. Definitely God will, what He will do, He will forgive. And lastly, love your enemy. If he tries to harm you also, then also you will love. It's because one or other day he is also going to be changed and he will also walk on a good path. So these are some of the teachings of which are teachings of the Jesus Christ. Some of the teachings. Okay, so 7 points in that it is been. After the crucifixion of the Jesus, many of his followers were being tortured. Some were being crucified also. But it was the good words which was being preached by the Jesus made the Emperor Constantine to declare as the state religion. And later onwards, year by year, decade by decade, century by century, Christianity spread almost throughout the Europe. And today, Christianity is one of the prominent religion among all the number of religions with the highest followers in this world also. Today we see number of churches in all the different corner of the world, and Christianity, which is having a very fine book, the holy book called as a Bible. So these all things was related to the religion called as a Christianity. So here in this topic we learnt about the birth of the Jesus, his struggle, his teachings, and at last the crucifixion and the spread of the religion called as a Christianity. In our next session, let us talk about the religion called as a Islam.